If you're attempting to cut your hair, especially if you're a guy at home, there's a number of things that you need to understand when it comes to creating shapes and layers and things. And just so you know, layered haircuts are, I mean, I never went out of style, but I'm seeing more and more of them, and more men in particular are starting to pay more attention to, flows. People are trying to learn as hair professionals, specifically barbers. They're trying to learn how to, layer hair better and, do more hairstylist types of techniques, which is, I guess it's great because the more skilled people out there, the better, right? And you, as a client, I know you've probably been through a lot of frustrations where you want a specific type of haircut, but you keep going to a barber and you're getting butchered, right? There's a crime scene on your head, and then you go to a hair salon, and then the hairstylist butchers your hair. It's like you can't win. So if you're trying to do this yourself at home, and I know a lot of people who watch my videos here, and thank you for watching, you watch my videos and then attempt to do haircuts yourself at home. Many throughout the years have even personally reached out to me and said, because of your videos, I've stopped paying money to get my hair destroyed. And my whole family looks incredible because of your videos. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. So if you're doing your hair yourself for the first time at home, if you're a guy watching this, and I have so many videos for women's hair, but specifically for men, you really have to understand what type of shape do you want, right? And if you don't know, that's half the battle right there, is understanding, well, what's gonna look good on you. I actually offer a VIP one-on-one Zoom call, a consultation where I analyze your hair, I show you what's wrong, I actually tell you what to communicate to your hair professional. I can literally dissect and troubleshoot your haircut within minutes by looking at you and photos and stuff like that. So I give you that valuable information that no one else is doing, because you'd be getting the perfect haircuts if you knew and they knew. So I'm offering this as a VIP service. I do it with people from all over the world, so it's available. You need to understand what is going to work best for you. Are you trying to grow your hair out? Are you trying to, do you know what looks good on you to grow your hair into? That's usually the problem, is a lot of these hair professionals are not telling you, or they're not analyzing your hair. They're basing it more off of what you want. When you walk in and you sit down, whether you're new with this hairstylist or barber, a lot of times they'll put everything on you, and you may just say, oh, well, I don't know, just shape it up, or you have an idea of maybe what you want, or a photo. Photos really help, but it really should be the hair professional who's telling you and dissecting your hair and analyzing your hair what is going to work best for you based off of your hair type, based off of your texture, based off of your hair goals. So it's a collaborative experience. Now, again, I keep reverting back to the salon experience or the professional experience. Do your haircuts at home at your own risk. That's all I can say. That's a disclaimer. Do it at your own risk. The one thing that I would suggest, if you are doing this yourself at home, is one, having the right tools. Do not use kitchen scissors because they'll end up pushing the hair. They're not sharp enough. I actually sell scissors. There's scissors all over Amazon you can get. This is an anti-static vent brush. The reason this is my favorite hairbrush as a professional. The reason why anti-static is important is because when I go like this, the hair is not attaching to it. It's not clinging to the hair like what static does. So you're able to brush through the hair and not have the hair go all over the place. This is like incredible to have that. Use something like this to get through the knots. Use something like this. Sometimes what I do is I'll suggest comb your hair and actually cut your hair with a vent brush like this. And again, this is not just any vent brush. This is a very specific type of vent brush. Use this to cut your hair, especially if you're growing your hair longer or you want a longer style, because you can get through it. What I would also suggest doing is analyzing your own hair with this type of brush and look and see what is happening internally. Because if you're going to attempt to start cutting your hair yourself at home, you need to see what's under the hood. All right? Think of this as a car. You pop open the hood for the first time and you're going, okay, what's going on here? So you got to start breaking down and analyzing what is your current haircut shape. Comb the hair up like this. Take the hair, take the brush, comb it up and check and see. And look for inconsistencies. Look for areas where you're like, oh wow, why is this side so short compared to this side, right? Comb it up throughout the entire head, all the way even to the front. If you comb it up, and again, this is 1.5 inches shorter than this, there's obviously a problem. That's why your hair isn't looking the way it needs to be. Comb this all the way up. Same thing in the front. You may see areas that are longer, then work in through the corners. The best way to describe hair cutting and the way I create shapes and break it down is I look at the top, the corners, which is where the head rounds, and the sides. Top, corners, sides. If you can break down every single section, every single part of that head, then it's going to help you have a clear path. Think of it as a roadmap to having a better haircut. That's exactly how I cut hair. When it gets to the back, it becomes a bit more challenging. One, because the hair is shorter. You can't see. That's obviously a big problem. So being able to see is an issue. If you have one of those mirrors, like a three-way mirror type thing, that could work. But the key is being able to go by feel. So you're going to have to be able to comb that hair out and then lock it in with your fingers and determine how much of this do you cut off. Now, the next thing is, do you cut this wet or dry? I would suggest, especially when it comes to layering, doing it wet. What you can do when the hair is dry is just check to see the shape, check to see what's going on. And then do understand that when you cut your hair when it's wet, there's a small chance it's going to shrink up a little bit, maybe like, 1/4 inch or so. Not a whole lot, but sometimes if you cut the hair wet and then you dry it and it shrinks up, you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to my hair? So always start a little bit longer and be very, very careful when using shears that you're not going to cut your fingers. So what I suggest doing, and this is something I do as a professional, is I'll comb the hair on each section that I cut. I'll comb the hair, I'll lock in. You see how I put the comb right there? That's how you do that. You put the comb right here, lock it in with the thumb. I'll actually extend it slightly to the end. Now, I have a little bit of room here. I'm going to extend it all the way to where I have a clear path where I almost feel like my fingers are like a ruler or like a table. You're basically cutting everything on top of that. A lot of times what happens is you may pull the hair out like this, you're not combing it to the end, and then all of a sudden you think that whole section needs to be cut. So you need to really extend all the way to where you want to cut, and that's when you cut the hair, all right? Doing it wet is going to be easier to get through the hair, especially in the back, but it's having your hair analyzed dry so you see what's going on is also really good. Now, when it comes to cutting hair layers and things like that, when it comes to your fingers, I'm right-handed, so I actually am holding the hair with my left hand. So what you have to get used to doing is, taking the hair and gripping it between your two fingers, like here. What you want to also do is make sure you're combing from the scalp. So make sure you're feeling that comb or that brush or the comb going from the scalp and then combing. What you don't want to do is grab hair and then just comb from the ends. No, the hair grows from the scalp, so you need to comb all of that. Then you come down with the fingers like this, right? So you're going to be going like this anywhere throughout the head, and you're going to be trying to lock in your fingers, right? Lock in your fingers tight, and then you pull and you extend to where you need to cut the hair. So get really, really familiar and comfortable with using these as almost like pincers, right? You're just going in and bam, you're locking it in. So you take it and practice just grabbing your hair with these two, almost like chopsticks, and you want to really lock it in firmly. You don't want to just grab it lightly and comb, because you need that hair to be very taut, and you need it to have that really, really solid foundation for cutting. So it really comes down to understanding, the technique that you're going to use, the hand position, making sure everything is all balanced, and then it comes down to the haircut shapes. Now, I have numerous videos on understanding haircut shapes. But I, especially for men, and every haircut that I do for the most part is everything is out from the head. Hair grows out from the head. You may hear from a lot of hair professionals, mostly barbers, saying that, you know, a square shape is the best way to go. This is what a square shape is, okay? It's basically when everything is combed out from the head in a boxy shape. A very, very boxy type of shape, which means your hair is gonna be something like this. And guess what? That corner, which is where these two meet right here, what's gonna happen is when the hair comes down, it's gonna collapse this way. So this corner and all this hair between here to this comb, what's gonna happen is if I let go, if this was hair, think about what's gonna happen. It's gonna create a corner and it's gonna weigh itself down. If you are somebody who doesn't want to have a more fuller, rounded, you know, feathered layered shape, then square is probably the way to go. So you're leaving that corner, AKA to me, it's weight, and it's weighing it down, so it's not gonna be as poofy. Which isn't a bad thing. The way I cut hair is I cut hair more out from the head, and that is what's gonna give me that soft flow in through here. By leaving a corner, I'm actually prohibiting the hair from flowing back in a nice way, maybe down and through here more because this is gonna be flatter. But if you wanna have shorter layers and more of that feathered type of layered look, then I suggest going out from the head because every hair is gonna be cut and it's gonna grow out the best way. A lot of square shapes, what happens is, yeah, it looks okay maybe for the first week or two, but because of that weight, it ends up being very, very flat and then starts to like kind of bunch up or build on top of itself to where it just becomes like really, really flat and you have no life to it. The way I've always cut hair is out from the head, which grows out natural. So a natural grow out process will look, guess what? Natural and best. So all of these things are really important when it comes to understanding haircuts and attempting to do haircuts at home. If you're a guy, you know, obviously I didn't even talk about fades because that's not really, you know, there's so many videos out there about fades. A lot of you want to know more about scissor cutting. You know, I'm not going to teach you how to fade your hair. It's not really, you know, there's other content for that. This is more the important stuff about layering and shape, specifically if you want to have more of a longer type of hairstyle like this. I invite you to check out the products that I mentioned, especially this vent brush right here. It's my favorite brush of all time. And I invite you to explore my full range of products, tools, and all sorts of really cool stuff. And also the virtual consultation. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.